Another division strategy that you might see your kids do is division using the BFF model. And I call it the BFF model because it's our best friends that we multiply by. It's 1, 2, and 5. So we're going to use 9. Again, this is the same we just did in the other video. I'm just using it again, 964. And like I said, these are our best friends. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 5 here. And all you're doing is you're multiplying 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 5. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So you're taking these BFFs again, 1, 2, and 5. You're writing them down again, but this time you're adding a 0. And you're just timesing these by 9 because that's what we're multiplying by. Now, one more time, 1, 2, and 5. If you notice the pattern, no zeros, 1 0 here. We're gonna do 2 zeros. And we're multiplying these by 9. Okay, so the reason that 1, 2, and 5 are our BFFs is because we know how to multiply anything by 1, anything by 2, and anything by 5 because we're really good at skip counting. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. If you don't know that, use your fingers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 9 times 5, if you don't know it, count by 5s, but you would get 45. And then here's where it gets super easy. You take the 1, you put the 9, and you add 1 0 because there's 1 0. Here's your 2. You take your 2, you get 18. So you add 1 0. 9 times 5 is 45, but I have 1 0 I need to add. So since we added 1 0 here, because there's 1 0, here we're going to add the 2 zeros. So this would be 900. This would be 18, but 2 zeros this time. This would be 45 and 2 zeros. So now you're going to look at this whole number. So 9 divided by 964. How close can I get to 964 without going over? So I start at the bottom. We know 4,500 is bigger than this, so that will not work. I'm going to go ahead and cross it up. I'm going to work my way up. So 1,800, that is too big. Cross it off. 900, that will fit. So I'm going to take this 100 right here, because that's what I'm multiplying by. I'm going to put it up here. 100. So I took this number and put it on the top. Then you take this number and you subtract. And you would get 64. So my next step would be to see how close I can get to 64. So let's see. 900, too big. 450, too big. 180, too big. 90, too big. 45. That's perfect. So I'm going to take this 5 right here, and I'm going to put it up here on top of this, and I'm going to do subtract 45. So now I subtract, and I get 4 minus 5 I can't do, so I have to borrow. And I subtract 14 minus 5, which would be 9, and 5 minus 4, which would be 1. So I need to keep going. So I did 90, I did 45 already, and I know 45 is too big, so I'm going to cross that off. 18, perfect. So I'm going to put a 2 right here. So 9 times 2 is 18, put that there, subtract 1. Now, I know my smallest number is 9, I can't go any further, so I have a remainder. My remainder is 1. And now I take these numbers right here, and I just put them together. 100 plus 5 plus 2. A lot of your kiddos will stack like this. Great strategy, highly recommend it. And then just pull down. 5 plus 2 is 7, 0, 1. My answer is 107 with a remainder of 1. So I'm going to rewrite it nicely. And I always make my kids box or circle their final answer.